Congratulations, you finished a book and now you're ready to publish it. You can self-publish it on Amazon or Lulu, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it for free. Don't get scammed by people trying to charge you a fortune. Just watch this video and your book will be in print. It's so exciting when you get your very own book in the mail and you can do it yourself. I'm Kim Purcell, and this is the Busy Writer Workshop. First things first, the one thing I'm not going to teach you is how to write your book. I'm presuming that you've done that. If not, watch one of my many videos on how to write your book. Hit like and subscribe for more videos like this. I am going to show you how to self-publish it on lulu.com or amazon.com. Lulu.com is so easy, a kid could do it by themselves. Truly, I've helped so many 8-year-olds do it, so you really don't need to be a tech whiz. No offense to 8-year-olds. If you want to make more money, Amazon is the way to go, but it's a little bit more complicated. I'll show you both systems in this video. I've marked each topic along the way to help you find what you need. This video has 3 major parts. Number 1, preparing your document. Get it ready to publish and make sure it looks right. Number 2, designing a cover so that your book looks enticing on the shelf or online. Number 3, step-by-step guides to publishing it on either Lulu or Amazon. Let's start with preparing your document. Your book has to look right. We're going to go over grammar check, formatting, fonts, line spacing, title page, page numbers, copyright page, the dedication page, chapter headings, the acknowledgements page, and an about the author page. First, let's talk about grammar. I hope you've had other people read it so that they can check it over for mistakes as well. You do not want a book with a bunch of bad grammar. So there are real technology solutions to this. You don't have to hire a copy editor. Grammarly is my favorite tool for this. You have to make sure to evaluate its suggestions. Don't let it take the voice out of your writing, but it is great for copy edits. It won't fix most dialogue or punctuation mistakes because it has no idea when you want people to be talking. It also won't make sure that you have a new paragraph every time people talk, which is one thing you need. If you aren't sure if your dialogue punctuation is correct, look in any published book for examples. You can also watch my dialogue punctuation video. So go to Grammarly.com and download the free version. Okay, let's talk about formatting. You want your book to fit a 6x9 paperback or hardcover book. If you don't format it right, you can't upload it to Lulu.com or Amazon.com. So how do you do it? If you're on Google Docs, go to File, then Page Setup, and select these numbers. This is just a regular letter format. So you go to Whole Document, select that. You go here, Paper Size. You want to select A5. Then you go here to left. You're going to go 0.9, and here you're going to go 0.6. Make sure your top margin is 1 and your bottom margin is 1. So Google Docs is pretty easy for the formatting. For Microsoft Word, it's a little bit more complicated. So first, go to Page Setup. Okay, instead of letter, you can go to A5 or you can do 6x9. I have that for my custom, but either one is fine. So now don't leave. You're going to go to where it says Microsoft Word, right here. And now you're going to select Margins. And now you're going to fill in the numbers here. You leave the top and bottom 1. At the inside, you put 0.5. Outside is 0.9. Gutter is 0.3. Make sure gutter position is left. Okay, now you're going to go up here where it says Layout. Make sure your header says 0.5. Your footer should say 0.5. Your vertical alignment should be top. And you want to make sure you're applying this to the whole document. And now push OK. All right, so you're going to scan through, make sure it looks all good. Font. Your font is important. It shouldn't be weird or anything that's going to get in the way of the reader enjoying your book. For this guide that I give my students, I use Comic Sans. You can use Times New Roman. Some people love Garamond, Baskerville, Arial. They're all good. Just be consistent, whatever you choose. Make sure your font type and your font size is consistent throughout, 12, 13, 14, depending on your audience. If you're writing for younger kids, probably a bigger font. You also need a little bit bigger for the chapter headings, but not gigantic. Keep it consistent, no matter what. Line spacing. This one is all about consistency. For a kid's book, you need 1.5 or double spacing. For an adult book, you can choose between single, 1.15, or 1.5 spacing.
One common thing I'm seeing is that people have an extra space between their paragraphs. I think it's because so many people are used to business emails or whatever. Maybe their parents are saying, you need a space, but you only need a space if you're not indenting your paragraphs. So get rid of your spaces.
Title page. Your book needs a title page. No one opens a book right to chapter 1. Add a page at the very top with your title and your name. Make it look good with a nice big font and center it. Page numbers. Every page needs a number so you don't get lost, but not on the title page. You need to select the box that says different first page. Now go to options. Make sure you start at 0. So page 1 is after that first page. Insert the numbers at the bottom, either in the center, the outsides, or the right. You need a copyright page so everyone knows this is your book, and also so that it looks professional.
To get the copyright symbol, you push Option G.
The truth is, your book is copyrighted from the instant you save it on your computer. But it's nice to have this page. Real books have a copyright page. Now add a dedication page. This is the page where you say, to my mom, or for my grandma, or to my dog Peanut Butter Cup. If you have a dog named Peanut Butter Cup, please tell me in the comment. Chapter heading. Chapter headings need to be consistent and they need to be in the same place each time. Okay, this is really important. You have to make sure your chapters are formatted to start on their own page. If you don't, when you upload it to Lulu or Amazon, the pages will be all messed up. This is something I learned way late. Starting them on their own page doesn't mean you push return a bunch of times. It's going to be bad for the formatting. To start a new chapter, you have to push Control-Enter on a PC or you push Command-Return on a Mac. This creates a chapter break, and without it, your formatting will be a big mess. If you haven't done this yet and you have a 300-page book, then yes, you are going to have to go to each chapter, backspace, 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 and then do the proper chapter break. Once you've done that, you can push return a couple times to get it down a bit, either to the 1-inch mark or the 2-inch mark. Chapters usually start a bit down the page. Again, the thing is consistency. Just make sure all your chapters are starting at the same place. One more thing, a lot of people like to start their chapters with that giant letter. All right, if you have a Google document, you're going to have to insert the image of that letter. Otherwise, your spacing will get all messed up. For Word, they have a special function. Let's talk about your acknowledgements page. You want to thank everyone who helped you along the way, and you're going to do that at the end of your book on the acknowledgements page. Make sure this starts on an even number page so it's on the right side of the book. Now you're going to write an About the Author page. This is just a little bit about you. Not too much. Few paragraphs is fine. You don't need to give them your whole life story. You can write it in third person or first person, but usually people write it in third person.
She has a dog named Moose. Always wanted to have a dog named Moose. I got overruled. So maybe I'll put that in. Maybe I'll just make up a whole about the author. Think of the funny, interesting things about yourself and put them there.
Make sure you add a page between your acknowledgements page and this page. Then add an empty page or two after this, and you're almost there. But before you're done, do a final scan. This is your last chance to make sure your book is ready. If you find a mistake, go back in the video to the steps above. And finally, you prepared your book for publishing. Now, go ahead, save your book as a PDF file. That's what you're going to be uploading to lulu.com or amazon.com. Step 2, create your cover. Fun fact, lots of kids and teens, this is the first question they ask me before they've written their book. Yes, you should write your book first. If you're not opposed to AI, you can use the magic AI feature on Canva, or you can go to ChatGPT and type in a prompt. For those of you who want to use AI for a cover and you've never done it before, you go to ChatGPT and you got to sign up for an account. Describe the cover you have pictured in your mind. Ask them to create an image. Let's say I make a brainstorming your novel guide for kids. So I type in kid writer with magical creatures around him. This is what I got. I asked for a few more changes with a few different creatures, then I downloaded it. It takes a few times before you get the exact image that's going to work for your cover. On canva.com, sign up for an account. I suggest paying for the pro version or doing that little trial period because you'll be able to make a better cover. But you can still do it for free if you want.
Okay, so you have to sign up. I already have an account. Go up here and type in book cover. It'll give you a bunch of examples. Maybe you're like, ooh, this young wizard one looks pretty good. So now you want to customize this template. I don't love the name being up here. I always like the name being at the bottom. I'm going to move that down here. I don't like these weird twirly things, so I'm going to get rid of those. So you just get rid of stuff. You can get rid of the whole picture too to make it your own. Otherwise, you'll have the same book cover as a million other people. I want to move my title up here, and I want to get rid of these. This is not going to be your title. You're like, my title's not Young Wizard. I just like having the name at the bottom, personally. Most books have it at the bottom. I do like the font in this design. I'm going to put Kim Purcell. Okay, very nice. I'm going to change my font. It's 140. That's super big. I want to do it about brainstorming a book. Brainstorm your book. I'm going to get rid of this picture, even though it is a pretty cool picture. I don't want to do someone else's picture, but I think I'll leave that cool design. Now I'm going to upload a file. Great. Do you see my problem right now? My title is totally invisible. You just might want to put your picture in the middle and then have something like this. What do you guys think? Is that good? I don't love the white on the top. So I think I'm going to change this around. So you go up here to see where the color is, and I think I'm going to make it all that color. All right, now it's the same, the top and the bottom. I think that looks pretty cool. One thing I don't like is I really want to see his feet. You could design it like that, or you can fill the whole page with the picture. If you've drawn your cover on like Procreate, you go to uploads, and then you're going to upload files. I have a lot of Dogman because I was talking about Dogman to some students. You upload your file here, and then you'll drag it and fit it to the template.
Big thing. You need to make sure no writing or no special image is really close to the edges because it might get cut off. For your back cover, pick a color from the front palette. Or you can even copy the front cover if it's a sky or some abstract image. Now, for the back cover copy, describe your book. The font isn't that big, usually 12, 14, or maybe 16. Look at the novels on your bookshelf. Remember, we want this to look and feel like a real book, so it's important to get these details right. Also, don't forget to leave a little bit of space around the edges, or those images or words will get cut off. Make sure that you've turned up the resolution pretty high, because they like it to be very high resolution.
Once you have it all designed, you're going to go to Share, and you're going to go to Download.
Save your front and back covers as a PNG file for Lulu.
Save your cover as a JPEG for Amazon.
Now you've got both your cover and your book formatted. It's time to publish your book. Let's talk about publishing. Okay, we're going to go through Lulu first, and then we'll go to Amazon. I recommend doing Lulu first no matter what, because you want to print it out and see how it looks, and then you're going to definitely make changes. So before you actually sell your book, you want to make sure that it looks right and that you're not then selling it to all your friends and your family, and then you're like, oh, I wish I had looked at that. So it's really good just to do a test. No matter what you decide to do, I recommend printing it on lulu.com just to see how it looks and to make sure you're happy with the way it looks. You're going to get this in the mail. It's going to look like a book. It's going to feel like a book. It's going to smell like a book, because it is a real book. The only thing is it doesn't have an ISBN number, and you can't buy it online. A lot of my kid and teen students choose to do this. They make a bunch of copies for their friends and family. They sell it or they don't, and that's good enough. Very exciting. I call this a soft publishing option. If you decide to sell it on Amazon, you're going to need tax and banking information. You're going to have to promote it on social media. Otherwise, no one's going to hear about it. And you're also going to have to be ready to receive both good and bad reviews of your book. However, if you have a hit, you can make some money. But it can be a lot of pressure. I recommend the joy of publishing without the stress. Let's start with how to publish it on lulu.com. First things first, just go to lulu.com and sign up for a free account.
Now that you signed up, time to log in. We're going to go to Book Creation Options. Start your project. Print book.
See how it says publish your book? Don't do that yet. Do a tester copy no matter what. You want to know that it's exactly what you want it to be. And little things can get messed up along the way. Okay, so now you'll need to fill in all your book details.
Scroll down. The language that we're going to choose is English. I'm going to be uploading one of my students' books. Her book is called The Gifted. And it's a young adult book. Okay, I'm going to upload her PDF file. As you can see, her book was successfully uploaded. If you see the little green check mark, you're doing great. If it gives you some kind of warning, sometimes you can just ignore it.
If you've done your formatting right, it should be fine. I've noticed two things. Sometimes it talks about a bleed area. You can usually ignore that. However, if you've got pictures in this document, you have to make sure none of those images go over the margins of the text. Otherwise, they could be cut off. Also, if you have very small font, like you have footnotes, it could flag that too. Often, I found that's not a problem unless it's smaller than 8 font. Remember, for your book, you should be using at least 12-point font.
Select black and white standard. Go down to 60-pound white. Some people like cream. Some people like really thick white coated, but this is just the regular paper you would find in any book. I'm going to choose paperback. That's a lot cheaper. From my experience, most paperback books are about $4 to $5. Most hardcover books are about $10 to $15, depending on how thick your book is. I like glossy.
Now you'll add your cover. Since you've got this file already, you're now going to upload it to the site. Scroll down to create your cover.
Don't go to upload your cover. Select design your cover. So this is what you get when you first come in. I could get rid of all of this because she's already designed the cover with her name and with her title. Okay, so you can see the title here, Gifted. So it's only an 11 font. So I'm going to move that up a little bit bigger. Now remember, don't make it too big because if your book is really skinny, it won't fit. So if you look at this here, The Gifted, that's about right. So now you can go to options and you can bold it. Okay, that's nicer. I'm also going to increase her name and I'm going to bold it. That's really solid. Look at any book and look at where the title appears on the spine and also where the name appears on the spine and kind of try and mirror that for your book. So all this is the description stuff, which I don't want because we've already designed the whole back as well as the front cover. Here is her back cover. Here's a common mistake. Do you see how my image, I'm just putting it in the inside? This is what I used to do. Big mistake. You actually have to pull it all the way to the edge. You can even pull it a little bit beyond the edge, but you definitely do not want to do it under that edge. Now I'm going to put the front cover in. Again, you stretch it all sides. All right, I made sure that it fills the purple outline around the side. I'm going to generate my cover now. Do you see what I made a mistake with? I have a gray spine. I forgot to change the spine to black. Okay, so we got to go to revise your cover. And now I'm going to click on the spine. I want to click on the color. So now I'm just going to make that black like everything else. Now select generate my cover. And you're just going to go and push these arrows here.
Look through your pages to make sure the setup looks all good and the text is not in the bleed area. Look at your page numbers. You're fine if they're not in the blue area. Are your chapters all starting on fresh pages? If not, you forgot a step earlier. You forgot to push Command Return or Control Enter. If that's the case, go back, delete the extra spaces you made with the return, and then create the page break. You might have to go back to the formatting section of this video and fix any formatting issues. Then save your PDF again. Please take this step. It's going to drive you crazy in the future if one chapter is starting here and then the next chapter is starting here and it's all wonky. Just fix it now. It's not such a big deal. Just go back to your original document, fix what you need to fix, and then save it as a PDF and upload it again.
After you review your book, then You get to the confirm and publish page. Woo woo! And you push it. All right. It'll say, success! Congratulations! Your book was successfully published. So then you add it to the cart. And as you see, this book is $3.74. Very cheap.
Do a little celebration dance, eat some cupcakes, and wait for it to arrive in the mail. If you want a hardcover book, you have to redo that whole process again because the formatting's a little different for the cover. And that's the same with your ebook. But just wait for all that till you get your paperback in the mail and you can check it out and see how it is. After your book comes in the mail, you've checked it out, looks perfect. Okay, now you're ready to go public and sell it on Amazon. This is how to publish your baby for real. I'm going to give you an example, which I'm not publishing right now, but I might publish in the future because I do have this book and I give it to all my students who come into my classes. This would be my brainstorming guide for kids who are trying to figure out their story and planning out their book. Amazon can get a little complicated, so just pause the video and ask me any questions in the comments and I'll answer them. Step 1. First, you've got to sign up for a KDP publishing account. You go to kdp.amazon.com and you sign up for your account. You're going to need tax and banking information for this. So if you're a kid or a teen, you got to go ask your parents. They need your money info because this is how you're going to get paid. So the first thing is you're going to fill in all of your personal information.
The first step is to sign up for a KDP publishing account. So I already have an account, but when you start to sign up, you're going to fill in all the information. It'll ask for your business type. You're an individual. You put in your name, put in your address, and then you're going to put in your banking information and your tax information because you want to get paid. Next, you're going to select bookshelf right here. You're going to create a new title or series. It's going to ask you, what would you like to create? You want a Kindle ebook? You want a paperback? New thing is the hardcover. Kindle Vella is the ability to publish short stories, which is pretty cool. You could also choose to publish one chapter at a time. That's kind of like what Charles Dickens did, except modern. I'm going to show you how to do paperback. If you end up doing Kindle ebook, hardcover, you're going to have to do separate types of books. All right, let's create the paperback. So to start, you're going to put in English or whatever your language is. Now you write in the book title. If you haven't already started a series, don't add to a series. Put in your edition number. If it's your first, you just do number 1. And that's optional. All right, under author, you're going to put yourself. And if you wrote the book with anyone else, you're going to put that under contributors. Right here is the description. So you're going to fill in basically your back cover. Look at other descriptions in other books that you like, check it out, and get inspiration from that. Under publishing rights, I own the copyright. If you wrote it, you own the copyright. You're going to select no for this, I hope. So now under reading age, you're going to say who this book is meant for. So you choose the youngest and the oldest ages. Obviously, if it's for adults, you do 18 plus. If it's for little kids, maybe it's for 3 to 6-year-olds. If it's for middle grade kids, maybe 8 to 12. For young adult, maybe it's 12 to 18 plus. Primary marketplace, Amazon.com. Unless you're in another country, then you'll pick your country. Okay, now you can choose the categories. Where do you think your book would best fit? Let's take a look. So here are the categories. If you've written a novel, it's probably going to be children's books, literature and fiction, science fiction and fantasy, teen and young adult. I know some of you are writing memoirs, so you select biographies and memoirs. So let's just play around here. I'm going to pick children's books, and then maybe my subcategory is fantasy. So let's take a look. Is there anything that might kind of fit that? Fairy tales, maybe. I want to do science fiction and fantasy. So I'll click on that, and then you can click another subcategory. So let's take a look. Fantasy and magic. A lot of my students who are kids Love fantasy, love magic. I'm going to pick that. I would say that most of my students are writing fantasy. You would make it more general. Then you go down here and you save your categories. Here you're going to enter your keywords. So for example, medieval fantasy books. This is kind of how people will search for your books. So if you're not really sure, you can do a keyword search on Google to see what would be common words that people would search for your type of book. Publication date and release date are the same. For release date, well, you're releasing it now. So release my book for sale now. Maybe you want to delay it for some reason. Okay, so then schedule it. Then you go to save and continue. If you notice, I didn't type everything in, so it's going to tell you to fix these highlighted areas. Let me do that right now. I'm not actually going to publish this on Amazon right now, but I might in the future. I'll let you know. If I do, I'll put it in the comments. I think I'm ready. Now save and continue. Yay, save successful. That's what you'll get too if you've filled in all the categories. So now get a free ISBN. So you want to select that. Then you're going to go for a black and white interior. Pick 6 by 9 inches. No bleed unless you have images in your book. Then you might need a bleed. Here it says matte. I kind of like glossy, so I'm picking that. And now you're going to upload your manuscript. I'm going to upload Brainstorm Your Book. Did you use AI tools? In this case, I did use that cover. So I would do yes, images, one or a few. Dall-E. Okay, that's what I used. Now you want to launch Cover Creator.
Amazon actually does the spine of the book for you if you use their easy cover creator. And I recommend this because it's easy.
How to use Cover Creator. You're going to choose your design, you're going to style and edit, and you're going to preview. You're going to grab from my computer. I like this one best. So I'm going to download this. So you're going to use a JPEG. We want the quality way up. Also the size. For Amazon, they just require it to be bigger. Pick a JPEG, make sure your size is big and your quality is high. You're just going to select the cover that you want. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to select the JPEG that I saved. I like this one because it has my cover. And then it's just black and white in the back, which I think looks great. All right, it will give you a quick tutorial. So right here, brainstorming your novel. I like that. Kim Purcell. That's pretty good. Here it says replace author bio.
You can decide, do you want a photo back there and the little bit about you? Great. Or you can delete that part. Replace that photo with a high resolution picture of you. Make sure to replace the fake bio with your own bio. This is the about the author bio that you wrote that you put inside your book. Make sure you replace their fake back copy with your real back copy. One little note, make sure you double check your spelling and your grammar on that back cover copy, as well as your bio. Any mistakes will look unprofessional, as always. So let's try and avoid them. Don't make the font too big on the back copy. 14 font, max.
That's the about the author that you already wrote. So you would just click and here you fill it in. Here you put whatever your author photo is. I'm going to grab one from my computer. Uploading the image. Okay, there you go. All right, that's auto fit, but I still don't love it. So I'm going to shrink it down. Let's make it 14. That's kind of weird, right? Now that looks kind of good. So then here, we do not want black. I want white. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to go back to this white. Brainstorming your book is all about how to come up with a great idea. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to make that like 14. And of course, I would go on and on. I would rave. You should rave about your book. Next one, preview. Okay, we're going to take a little look if this is good. Ooh, that looks so good. Now you push save and submit, and you'll have a published book. Woo, woo!
It's going to take a couple days, but it's for real published. And you're going to be able to order your own book and you'll be able to tell everyone else, hey, check it out. You can buy it online. Now you've got to market it. That's a whole nother video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you found this video useful. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. I check them all the time and I'll answer. If you're an adult and you'd like to join my Busy Writer Workshop or my Mom Writer Workshop classes, you can sign up through my website. If you're a kid or teen, I have classes on outschool.com. The links for both of those are in the video description. Happy writing, everyone.